Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a full entire island tour of my second island, which is my Japanese small town inspired island. So I've been working on this island for I think close to 3.5, maybe 4 months now, and it's finally in a state of completion, at least like a first draft of completion to my standards. But it's almost Thanksgiving and wintertime is just around the corner, and I have some ideas for some winter builds actually on my main island, and so I wanted to have a really good first draft of the second island pretty much completed, so that way when I do come back to it I can feel really inspired and just have a good first draft to like work with and build upon from there. And you might have saw in that cinematic some items that have been patched out for a little while now, including the plaza benches and the harvest fence, as we all know. And if you didn't know, I didn't update the game on this island for a long time so I could keep those items. The main reason was because of kind of the concept around the big ideas surrounding some of these builds, where I've gotten a lot of inspiration from, which if you've watched any of the recent videos you know this by now, but I got a lot of inspiration from Ghost of Tsushima. And in Ghost of Tsushima you follow these torii gates which lead to shrines, and so I was using the harvest fence kind of conceptually like the torii gates, and all of that would lead to the lake build where the shrine is. So that was the whole concept around it, and that's why I didn't really want to give that up for the time being and be able to shoot some cinematics at least surrounding it. And so since I just recently updated, I had to replace some of those items, build out some new things, and I just wanted to give you an island tour of what you can expect when you come visit my island on a dream. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Here's my island entrance. Nothing too much has changed. I've added maybe a couple items around here, but pretty much all the same as before. A little fishing dock to enter in right when you come off of the airline, and this will lead you up through this bridge where there's these like fake buildings here with these lion statues, and it leads straight into resident services. Oh, and before I forget, let me just go ahead and show you my map, because I know sometimes a lot of people like seeing that. Here's my map, and currently on the island is Chester, Walt, Gladys, Ken, Benjamin, Blanche, I have Genji, Pico, Croc, and Kabuki. And there's my map. And just to let you know, kind of the idea that I went into place when building out these areas on my island is that the closer you are to resident services, the more like town, small town, and just like buildings there are. And the further away you get, so mostly towards the left side of my island, that's actually where it becomes more of like a countryside style island. So I'll just go ahead and take you around. Starting from the right hand side, we can actually go over to our 7-Eleven. Here's our convenience store area, and all the codes that I use will be in the description below. But just to let you know, I downloaded a lot of these codes like a long time ago. I'm talking like 4 months ago, and so some of them actually don't have creator codes anymore. So if you don't see the one that you're looking for down there, there's a really good chance that that code doesn't exist anymore, which I'm sorry to say. But getting back to it, here's my 7-Eleven build here, and you can actually walk inside to this little outdoor convenience store. We have little goods, all of these drink machines to kind of make aisles. I use a candy machine here, and then just a little checkout area on the right hand side of it. And coming out of here, let's just go down from here, and here's just a little alleyway. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to actually keep this or if I'm just going to completely redo it. There's a lot of stuff I actually want to change out. I really built this because I had a ton of space here and I didn't know actually what to do with it, so I just kind of created this alleyway with this like marketplace kind of thing, just throw in random items here and there. So I'm actually not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet here, but let's go ahead and just go back up from here. And right behind resident services is actually where I have my Nook's Cranny, and nothing special inside of there, but I've kind of created this like fake viewing area for them. So if you go up the stairs next to Nook's Cranny, you can come up to this rooftop area, and you can go ahead and sit right here, and you can catch a nice view. And on this view you can kind of see Benjamin's house back in the distance there, and then there's Blanche's house too. This was actually one of the first viewpoints and builds that I actually did on this island. I've mentioned this a million times, but my hand was held by my friend Angela Crossing Kokiri on Instagram, and I just really love how this was built out. And it's crazy to think that I built this probably close to 3 months ago, and I still really love how it turned out and still really love how it fits on the island. So coming back down from here, let's go ahead and head over more to the right through this little alley here. And I just kind of threw some stuff down. This is still another area that I want to start building out with more details, but I have my Able sisters here, just some magazines outside, a couple kimonos here designed by my friend Una Aisle 1, who does incredible work. I'll have her creator code in the description and her Instagram in the description as well if you want to check out her incredible work. And up from here is a little bridge where it'll start taking you over to kind of the first part of my resident area. And right here I have Pico's house, and right outside of Pico's house, again, threw this together really fast, but I just imagine Pico really being into pottery. So I kind of put out this modeling clay, this pot, a little aroma pot over there, as well as just like a couple little plants, because when in doubt, just throw some plants around some villager homes and it'll look really good. From here, I'll take a left. Up there again, you can see Blanche's house and, oh, excuse me, Ken. And right over here is that waterfall and this cliffside on the bridge. And you can see there that that's where that sitting viewpoint is overlooking. So yeah, Benjamin's house up there, and we'll head up there in a second. Okay, and from here we can take a little incline up, and this actually brings you to my little train station here. Nothing too crazy, just a little platform and the trains, and there's another viewpoint. You can see the train a little bit better, which I'll get to in a little bit later on. But coming up from the train station, this will start taking you into a resident area. And just look at Benjamin, one of my favorites, just hanging out and sitting around here now. I also really love that we can sit with our villagers now too. So moving on from here, I have a little bit of a housing block. There's not too much to the left side of it. Still needs to be worked on a lot. So right here is Genji's house, and I use simple panels. I use stalls up at the top and laid out some items to kind of make his house seem a little bit bigger, make it more of an estate. And a lot of the houses in this general area, you'll see I kind of do the same thing with. So there's Genji's house, and right next to him, very similar house, almost looks identical, honestly, other than the roof. This is Chester's house here. So since their houses were so similar, I just wanted to put them next to each other and create this like housing block area. And then in between their houses, I actually have this little tea sitting area where you can come, have some tea, and look at the view out there. But coming past Chester's house, we can come up here. There's a little sitting area for a little bit of fishing, and you can see the horizon line back out there again. And over here is actually where I have Benjamin's house, and I have Ken's house here too. Again, same kind of concept that I did with Genji and with Chester, creating more of an estate. And right out here is like a little training area. I have the samurai swords and some cut bamboo. It's a Ghost of Tsushima reference if you didn't know. And I have this little scroll area. And then just from over here, again, here's just Benjamin's house. Nothing too crazy right outside of his house. It's more so made when you view it from the perspective. And coming down from here, you can go down these steps. And over here is Blanche's house. So just a very narrow housing area. And if you come back over, you can just go right down to Pico's house. That way it all flows together when you go over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just head back over to the resident services area, and we'll start making our way towards the left-hand side of the island. Okay, so if I head over to the left, you'll see this little crosswalk here. This takes you right into my school. This was another one of the first builds that I ever did on the island. So I used Blather's Museum to be part of the school. I used to have those green plaza benches here, but unfortunately they were patched out, so I swapped them out with these log benches. Not sure if I love it. Fortunately, I feel like the green plaza benches just work so well right here. And we can actually go to the rooftop of the school. I'm gonna head over here. There's a little kind of hidden staircase right here. We can go have your classes on the roof. And this is actually where I mentioned you can see the train a little bit better from this spot. So yeah, you can see the train station here, which then ends up leading over to the residence, which is what I was showing you earlier. And I'll head back down over here. And from the school, if you were to go down from the school, right here is a little soccer field. And from the soccer field, we can head over to the left some more. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do down in this space just yet. That's why there's just a ton of trees for now. But over here is a little playground that I built out recently. Pretty minimalistic, pretty simple. My villagers actually love this park area though. I always seem to catch them hanging out over here. And just right above the playground next to the school, I just have this little coffee stand here. I mentioned my friend Aisle 1, Una, earlier, who made the kimonos. She also actually made those coffee stalls back there, which I was super excited to download once I updated the game, because I really feel like those added details this area really helped out. But again, pretty basic and pretty chill coffee shop here. And to the north of that as well is this little used bookstore. I actually had this where the coffee shop was, and I just moved it up a little bit. Again, really minimalistic in approach, just trying to find ways to fill up space on the island. All right, and up from here, it kind of dead ends here, but that's part of it. But if you come through these trees, there's actually kind of a secret opening through here. Nothing much, just this little sign here, right? And as you can see, there's like a stone path, and you can follow this windy path over here. And as you make your way through this forest, you'll actually find yourself over at Kabuki's home. There's just a ton of purple flowers, which is again another Ghost of Tsushima reference. There's kind of this hidden spot in the game that you go and find. And so I wanted to recreate this screenshot that I took of that area. So here's Kabuki's little hidden spot, and you can come back out through here. And actually, if you hang a left over here, you can find another little clearing with just like a little blanket. I'll probably make some kind of like picnic area around here, but you can go, you can sit on the blanket, and this just turns out to be a nice little resting spot. There's actually a DA tour video that I made recently where they did a lot of spots like this, where there was just kind of some clearing in the forest where you can just go and lay, and that's why I got the inspiration to do something like that. I'll leave a card to that tour if you want to go check it out, because it definitely inspired me on some of these builds. So I'll make my way out of the forest and head over to the left, and this is actually where you start hitting the rice paddy fields. And this is where that concept comes into play that I mentioned of the further you get away from resident services, the more countryside it starts to feel, and that's what I really wanted to do here. So over here I just have a ton of rice paddies. I really just wanted to make this whole entire area just feel really natural. And if you come down here, there's actually my player house. Don't go inside my player house if you come into my DA. I have done nothing. I want to actually do some streams probably in the future where I'll do some actual interior decorating, but there's literally nothing in my house. There's no reason to go inside. But if I head left from my house here, this actually takes you over to the courtyard. I did a video recently for this courtyard build, but I've changed out a little bit of a pathing here and down the middle for the details. But here's Walt and Gladys's little courtyard area. But yeah, here's just Walt and Gladys's little courtyard here with some moss and some bonsais. And if I keep going north, I also showed this off in a recent video. Here's the moss garden right behind it. Nothing much has changed here. And up from the rice paddies and the moss garden, again, I did this recently, and I'm just gonna have to like change outfits real quick because it just makes sense for this space. I can't not wear this kimono and come up to this viewing point. Past all this area, there's a little cemetery on the right hand side, but right up here is where my viewpoint is. It's definitely quite dark, but you should have saw in the cinematic earlier what it really looks like when it's all lit up. Fake village off to the left. I have Croc's house up there. I'll probably be replacing Croc in time, probably with Coco, and just a nice little picnic area. I took a little over a month building out this lake just to get all the details down perfect. Unfortunately, I'm still gonna have to add a couple more things in some spots because there was some harvest fence. I still really love how it looks. Love the dimensions, love the layers over here. And that's my island. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a DA and you can go check it out for yourself. All right, so here's the dream address for my second island. I hope you come visit. I hope you enjoy, take some cool pics, and make sure to join the Discord. We have a whole channel there where we share pictures that we've taken on our own islands as well as on other people's islands and dreams that we visited. So if you come to my island, take some pictures, please make sure to drop them in there so that way I can see them, or tag me on Instagram, anything like that. I would love to see my island from your perspective. This island has been so fun to build out, but I'm so excited to head back over to my city island and really start working on some builds that I've had in mind for a while now, as well as start getting into the wintertime and Christmas spirit. So I hope I can catch you in some streams where I'm building out that process over there. I stream on YouTube every Monday around 5:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'll have all the links down in the description below. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this island tour video of my second island. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. It would go a long way in helping out my channel grow. And huge shout out to my channel members. As always, it's because of you I can continue to grow and keep making content on this channel. If you want to become a channel member, just hit that join button. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you all in the next one.